Good morning and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Ernest Lee. Welcome to PCC Outreach, where at here you will hear all the great things that are going on at Pitt Community College. So sit back and relax. As usual, get that pen and paper out so that you can take notes and make sure that you pass on any of the great things that are going on at the community college. So many things are going on. We want to make sure that you're informed and stay informed so that you don't miss out, or your neighbor or friend, family member, whatever, do not miss out on what's going on at the community college. This morning, we have a great show for you today. We have a guest in the studio who has spoken with us one time before, and he's back this morning, and I'm glad to welcome back Mr. Brian Jones. Brian, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Lee. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. For those, we want to welcome you to the show. I know I've did some radio with you, and this is your first time, I believe, on the television show. So we will definitely want to welcome you, and glad to have you this morning.
Thank you.
With that, we want to start off just a little bit about, I know that you're been at the college now for a little bit, but for those who haven't, may have not heard of Brian Jones, tell us a little bit about Brian Jones and what you do for Pitt Community College.
Yes, thank you. So I've been at Pitt Community College since January of 2021, so just over a year now. It's been a fast year, learned a whole lot, really have enjoyed the atmosphere of Pitt Community College, really enjoyed working with the great staff and just the great community and the students that we work with. My family moved here to Greenville from Onslow County, and we are really enjoying the Pitt County area, just the Pitt County lifestyle. My boys are in school, and we're playing youth basketball and just having a great time here in Pitt County.
Oh, great. So tell us a little bit about your title and what you do at Pitt Community College.
Yes. So my title is the Assistant Vice President of Enrollment Services here at PCC. And we work with all the areas within the college that deal with enrollment, but really all the way through graduation. And so it's really exciting. The registrar's office, the admissions office falls under enrollment services, along with financial aid, including recruiting and advising, first year experience. And we also even have an adult learning center that we started this past year. So we do a lot within enrollment services, and we kind of look at this as an opportunity to work with students from before they've even enrolled, even applied, all the way through graduation. And it's wonderful to get to see them succeed and go through the whole idea of learning and educating and their whole time at PCC and just seeing the completed process and how they go on, rather to transfer to 4-year school or go straight into the workforce. It's really wonderful to see.
Well, Stephen, now, Brian, now, one of the things that I like to do on the show is kind of break things down for people that might be listening. And what I would say, what I would ask you right now in that process, what would a student do? Let's say, because a lot of people don't understand that our average student age is about 26 years old, if I believe that's correct. Now, so there are people that are looking who have been out of high school now 4 or 5, possibly 6 years, that might be interested in coming back to Pitt Community College. And it sounds like your area is an area where they will somewhat start. So what would you say to a person out there right now that's listening to you and they say, you know what, I've been thinking about this, and I know I got to get in, that's admissions. I possibly need financial aid, because I'm looking at going back. Where so the person has to apply. I mean, I know I'm kind of answering the question somewhat, but how would you give a student, what would their process to start? What would you ask for a person that's listening, don't know where to start? You know, college can be somewhat still intimidating to people. How do they get started?
Absolutely, and we certainly understand that, and we want to have that great front door experience for anybody who's ready to come back to school, or even kind of considering it. We understand that returning to school is a big undertaking, and it's a bit scary. And so we recognize that, and we want to support you and walk you through it and put you in a position where you're most successful. So one of the things that we started this past year was an adult learning center that kind of meets what you just said. We kind of target this for individuals who are 24 and older, and it gives them an opportunity to come in and try to learn more about the campus, learn more about the programs that we offer, whether they be short-term training courses or whether they be 2-year curriculum programs. The whole idea is to just acclimate you to what we have to offer at PCC, and there are numerous programs that we offer, and this gives you an opportunity to kind of learn about those various programs, kind of match them up with what types of interest levels that you have and the skill sets that you have, and then send you on your way. So we help you with the application process, guide you through that process, help you, like you said, Mr. Lee, help you through the financial aid process, which can be somewhat intimidating. We walk you through that, and then make sure we set you up so that you can be very successful throughout your time.
Now, also now we're going to be talking on another show pretty much about that adult learning center that's coming up. So I want people to stay tuned, because we are going to do a show on that and get more information about that, because that's a great tool, I think, at the school for the adult, that adult learning center. But now I would ask, if a person this semester has already started, and a person is somewhat behind for whatever reason they could not start, there is great news at Pitt Community College. And I'm not going to steal your thunder, but there is great news at Pitt Community College if you did not start on time for the semester. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. That is absolutely right. The great thing about Pitt Community College, and this is one of the things that I noticed when I first started here that really excited me, is the fact that we offer classes throughout the year. Too often, people in general think that they can only enroll at the beginning of a semester. That's not the case at Pitt Community College. We really are committed to the community and supporting the community on their times. We recognize that the beginning of January or the beginning of May or the beginning of August might not necessarily be the best time for everyone. So we offer different times throughout the year. There is never more than, I think, about 45 days between that a new class is starting, never more than 45 days. So right now, just this coming week, we will be starting 12-week classes at the end of this week. The great thing about that is that they'll start here, I think, February 4th on Friday. But then we also got 8-week classes. They'll be starting up at the beginning of March. And then we even have 5-week classes that will be starting in the beginning of April. And then come the middle of May, we have our summer classes that start. So that just gives you a little bit of a rundown about how classes go all year long, all semester long. We have different courses that start. So if you haven't registered yet and you're ready to come back, you don't want to wait till May. Guess what? We have something here for you that we can go ahead and get you started very soon and help you through that admissions process.
Wow. So it sounds as though that where they need to start. Now, let's say if a person has to put in an application, or a person nervous about putting an application, they're gonna come on campus and stuff. Brian, where do we go on campus to get this process started?
Yeah, so I would suggest to start at the Adult Learning Center, and that is it's in the GOES building, room 120, GOES Student Center, room 120. And that's a great starting spot where we can talk you through the process, help you make sure you kind of know what programs that we have to offer, what types of financial aids are available for the various programs, and then connect you to those. So that's a great starting point. We can help you with your application, help you with financial aid, and connect you to the various financial aid options that you have.
Okay. For those of you who are just tuning in, my guest is Mr. Brian Jones, who's Assistant Vice President of Student Enrollment Services at Pitt Community College. And we were discussing I would say the entrance point, the access point to Pitt Community College, which this is the access points for those of you who have tuned in, and those of you who are just tuned in. We want to make sure that the community understands the access point, how to get started at Pitt Community College, and actually how to come back. We're not going to forget all of you out there who say, hey, I want to come back, and I would suggest also that you give me a call. I'm at 252-341-5696. 252-341-5696. Give me a call, because there are some great ways to get back in college that I want to make sure that some of you know. And I'm talking to those of you who probably had left for some reason, for some same reason, and you've been afraid to try to come back or ask questions about coming back. Give me a call, because there are some other ways that we can get you in college, and then I can get you over to the Adult Learning Center where Mr. Jones' staff is just waiting for you to come in. So, but with that, Mr. Jones, we definitely want you to just give a quick recap of the Adult Learning Center, because a lot of emphasis is being put on that right now for the access point on where it is and how people, when they come in, what to expect. A couple of minutes there, and we can wrap up.
Yeah. So the GOES room 120 is where the Adult Learning Center is at, and like we said earlier, it's an opportunity to come in and learn more about the programs that we offer, and then connect you to those. We can connect you to the various instructors in those areas. If you want to maybe talk to some of them, just kind of get a feel for it, maybe walk you over to those areas so that you can see a welding shop, if that's something that you're interested in.
Okay.
So those are the types of see some of our labs that we have offered on campus. So that gives you that hands-on feel for what it is that you're going to be doing for a year or 2 years or whatever, however long you choose to be in school, depending on what programs that you're in. But you also make a great point about we have students who go through the Adult Learning Center, and then we follow up with them. We don't just get them enrolled and then just leave them hanging. We want to work with you throughout your time at PCC. We want to be there to support you. So we'll have those follow-up calls, and we encourage you to come by and say hello to us and tell us how things are going, or let us know if there's areas that you need some assistance in and support in, and we're here to connect you to those resources. And I think you got Nicole Robinson coming up later on, and she's our new student intake specialist, and she is going to. This is something new that we're trying out, that we want to connect students with resources before they even enroll. So she can tell you a little bit about that program that we're starting up, and we're really excited about that, because we think that could be a real game changer and be really a huge support system for our students, so that they come in with all, to help remove some of those barriers that we all face as we start school, and try to get into that support system in place.
Well, Brian, thank you so much for talking to us this morning. And while all of these people are watching you, I want to make sure I ask the question: will you come back and talk with us again real soon?
Absolutely, Mr. Lee. Anytime you want me, I am there. I look forward to it.
Okay. My guest is Mr. Brian Jones, who's Assistant Vice President at Pitt Community College for Student Enrollment Services. And for those of you who are listening, I want to throw in a plug real quick. We have recently started back our CDL program at Pitt Community College, and it is fantastic. We have the first class going as we speak. A class will be starting every 5 weeks, and it only takes 5 weeks to start from start to finish for your CDL. So that's on your way from $0 to $60,000 almost in 5 weeks. So please give us a call. There's assistance out there for the funding to go to truck driving school. You, of course, you would touch base with Miss Gail Nichols at Pitt Community College on that program. But we're very excited about having our CDL program back at Pitt Community College. So pass the word on. And this morning, as Mr. Jones talked about, our Adult Learning Center. So for those of you, and especially, it's for everybody, but especially I'm looking at those who have dropped out for some other reason and want to come back. This is your chance. Come back and just come back and ask questions and get yourself familiarized with the college. You don't have to do anything but come in and let us walk you through. So we look forward to that. And again, Brian, thank you this morning. And again, we want to thank, of course, everyone who's listening and passing the word out. If you hear my voice, you're deputized as a recruiter for Pitt Community College. If you see my face, you're deputized as a recruiter for Pitt Community College. Thank you again. And until next week, we'll see you with a brand new show.